early in this one.
Take a look at the starting lineup, sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. Providence is starting five with over 600 games of experience. This Marquette team, a new look squad this year in first-year head coach Shaka Smart's opening campaign, and he's guided by Justin Lewis, who had 33 points at Seton Hall on Wednesday.
Yeah, getting it done. One of the young stars in the country. And
tip-off here today. Marquette, Nate Watson for the tap. Friars in their home whites, they win it. We're underway.
Well, we got major juice in this arena. In the dunk, we had some juice during layup lines, emotions high.
Jeff Clark, Roger Ayers, Evan Burrows, our officiating crew. Shaka Smart, what a mentality that he had in shoot-around yesterday.
He's the lead passer in every drill. He's the lead referee when they scrimmage. Jumps in the shorts and sneaks, and I think he's one of the guards out there when they get after it and go up and down.
Now 4 on the shot clock for Breed. Durham. Watson with the offensive board and with authority to start.
Not the ideal situation for a start offensively with Providence with the shot clock, but that is what you want from Nate Watson. That is what Shaka Smart's talked to his club about. Has to be a group effort, gang rebounding as a team to keep him off the defensive glass.
Lewis coming off the career performance off on his first attempt.
I'll tell you, we are a day off of a blizzard to where it was a ghost town with all of this snow, and this student section's rocking.
And Nate Watson is too, Ben.
They like to feed him early and often.
Especially a point of emphasis after Watson did not score in the Friars win at Xavier on Wednesday. He was in foul trouble as well.
Even more remarkable about that road win for the Friars.
With 8 on the shot clock, Daryl Morsell, the Maryland transfer, has really given this Marquette team experience.
Well, they knew what they were getting defensively. Obviously the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, but his offensive game has gone to another level under Shaka.
Noah Horkler.
Like to test his shooting hand out early. Horkler's feet are set. He can be deadly.
Tyler Kolek in his homecoming swishes his first attempt.
With a ton of comp tickets too. In person, a bunch of family and friends.
From nearby. All the way out to Milwaukee. Now here's Green with 5. The fader. It'll go back to the Golden Eagles.
Well, you can have good possessions defensively when you could stop drives and make them turn and pivot and take secondary off of pick and rolls this year on the Shaka's offense. That's what he was known for, George Mason. That perimeter stroke, huge reason why he was the A-10 freshman of the year.
Both teams going deep into the shot clock. Morsell's 2 for 2.
You see Ed Cooley applauding on the sidelines. They've been talking the last 2 days in practices and shoot around it. Controlling the paint and controlling the three-point arc. He will take contested mid-range twos.
Durham. Minaya with the offensive rebound.
Big Nate wants it.
Durham off to Minaya. He thought about it and now hits.
And well, the last couple of weeks that he's been an X factor. That's a defensive breakdown.
Kolek.
Defender within 5 feet of him.
Tyler Kolek is feeling at home. He came into this game with just 6 threes recently, and now with a third That was everything but the end result for Tyler Kolek.
That was halfway down.
Now a foul on the Marquette point guard. Quite the start in his return home. Now UMass Dartmouth. And when his dad Kevin visits Milwaukee, then Tyler signs his dad into Marquette's Recreation Center so that his dad can play pickup battles with students. A.J. Reeves is back for the Providence Friars. He's missed his last 6.
Let the first shot attempt come to him.
There's Cam Jones, the freshman.
Well, he could do that. And it's about the second or third time to where a perimeter player from Marquette was not attended to by the hash marks. Ed Cooley not happy with the perimeter defense early.
With 7 on the timer now, Bynum. Bynum with 3. Bynum. And Marquette with the closeout. How about the defense right now by the Golden Eagles on Watson?
Yeah, they're forcing, they're clogging the middle. More importantly, they're forcing deep.
Lewis fading.
Ooh.
Orkler with some physicality on Jones.
A little off-arm action, they let go.
He gives it away.
If both coaches in their practices yesterday and in their shoot-arounds talked about imposing their physical will. Ed Cooley talked about being tough on the inside and being tough on the perimeter as well. You know, you talk about physicality on the inside, on the perimeter, extending outside, cutting down that airspace and breathing room, a huge emphasis.
And Croswell checking in for the Friars. He has scored 35 points off the bench over the last 3 games. Durham back in as well, while Greg Elliott, the veteran for Marquette, comes onto the hardwood. Reeves slashing. Croswell, a third effort, getting it to Reeves, but it's off of Reeves and back to Marquette.
Well, A.J. Reeves is going to be rusty. There's just no doubt about it with that type of layoff, but I like that mentality better. Curl cuts, getting action to the rim, get yourself a lather, get some sweat, get your feet underneath you before you start hoisting from deep. But obviously, his perimeter game is going to be a big part of what they do.
Morcell rejected by Justin Minaya. Bynum with pace. To the cup.
That's when he's cooking on all cylinders. When you give him enough real estate to kick it up a gear in transition.
On the drive by Joplin. David Joplin, the freshman, who was originally committed to Texas, but moved right with Shaka Smart over to Marquette.
Big, long athlete attacking the paint. These are important interior minutes defensively when Big Nate Watson's on the bench and Croswell's trying to hold it down.
A.J. Reeves back today for Providence, missing the majority of this month. He played on New Year's Day against DePaul, but he suffers a finger injury, and Ed Cooley says that they've been trying to overcome not having him on the perimeter, that they need that presence, especially in a matchup like this.
Well, and Bynum has stepped up in a big way offensively the last few weeks as they've gone on this top 25 surge and atop the league standings. Durham with the ball in his hands, getting to the free throw line has been key during that absence.
Durham to beat the shot clock. Croswell to the deck, and Kolek was right in place to grab the ball.
They are letting them play.
No call. Bynum stuffed by by Joplin.
He likes that little show and go move. They don't want to go against a set defense. They're trying to push the pace. Marquette has forced multiple late shot clock potential violation contested jumpers.
2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and the veteran Elliott on the floor for Marquette. With 8 on the shot clock, the back door open for Elliott. Reeves could not reel it in, and that leads us to a timeout. Jared Bynum, a pace changer for this Providence team on the dribble.
Logs and makes a wall, makes a Bynum think twice about going coast to coast in transition.
How about the history there? 0-3 in the Big East to start. They lose in double overtime to Creighton, a heartbreaker. Ever since, 7 straight first team in Big East history to do that as Lewis loses it.
Well, it started 26 days ago with the blowout 32-point win in Milwaukee against Providence, and they have been playing unbelievable basketball, one of the hottest teams in the country since. And you often hear that from coaching staffs when you have that lopsided box score like that.
Croswell is fouled. Looking back at that first meeting between these two teams 26 days ago, it was Providence's worst conference loss since 2009. You think about it, they're 17-2 on the season.
Well, at one point, it was 36 points of a lead for the Golden Eagles over the Friars. And it's that cool, as you said. Nope, not a team film session, not a staff film session. It's that tape.
A turnover and a foul by Horkler.
Rick Pitino, Hall of Famer, obviously, always had a great line. He said there's going to be one night a year to where just nothing goes right. Don't overanalyze. Don't dissect it too much. Ed Cooley taking that philosophy with that first meeting at their place. This is when he's at his best.
Justin Lewis rejected by Croswell.
Lewis loves that ISO back down situation. Loves to create for himself from the mid-range area to the post. Going at Minaya. What weak side help by Croswell.
With 4 on the shot clock, it's Morcell. Tapped out to Durham. He's got Reeves ahead of him. Croswell loses it. 5th turnover by Providence.
Reeves had himself in a situation to where his momentum was taking him away.
This time, Kolek way off.
Shocker urging his guards to let shot selection come to them.
How about the way that Marquette has come on in the net rankings? Really an afterthought in early January. You're 83rd, but they've jumped all the way to 29th with 4 top 20 wins over this 7-game search.
Yeah, they've done it with physicality. They've done it with outstanding cohesiveness offensively. Speaking of physicality, we had some big-time physicality off the ball.
Blue 12.
Especially in the second half of this one. This will not be an easy one on the officials.
Foul on Olivier Mack sends Prosper his first.
Even if they give zone looks either club, they're going to be physical on the perimeter.
Now a 6th turnover. Morcell, the alley-oop upstairs and slammed down by Kerqueth.
A smart play by Morcell to throw it up. It was in a position to where he easily could have been in a potential offensive charge scenario.
Minaya. Back to Bynum with 8. Friars in a bit of a drought. Watson ends it.
Sometimes it's not about the post feed. Sometimes it's about dribble penetration and draw that second defender.
Lewis.
Hey, the juice in this arena, Johnny Fanta. What a difference 24 hours makes when it was a blizzard ghost town down here.
Way off this time. Lewis guarded by Minaya, a matchup you're looking at throughout the afternoon.
Well, because you have one of the hottest guys in the league, and then you have an elite perimeter defender in Minaya.
Catch and shoot. A little off for Maxence Prosper. And we've got a timeout. Alley-oops all around at the dunk today.
Well, the perimeter defense has been so elite on both clubs. It's offense.
How have they been able to do it?
Well, I think because of Shaka Smart's message to his team since we've been with both these clubs the last 36 hours. Play more violent than... And they've gotten it done without Justin Lewis being the main offensive threat early.
Scoreless for Lewis, who had 33 on Wednesday. And another giveaway by the Friars. Morcell to Prosper. And Ed Cooley calls a quick timeout.
We could see it in their body language, and this is what Shaka talks about: playing violent, high energy level, getting out and filling.
Wednesday night at Xavier, Providence only turned the basketball over 9 times. They're already at 7, not even 13 minutes in today.
They saw a quick timeout from Ed Cooley. Was not going to let anything develop there. Marquette's playing with a high level of confidence right now, especially with their perimeter defense.
With 8, Durham. Watson can't stick it home.
Now Durham is a master at getting into the paint off dribble penetration, especially to the free throw line. He's been settling this first half at times.
Now a giveaway by the Golden Eagles. Just their second.
Good transition defense, building a wall, making them have to pull it back out and run a half-court set.
Exactly what Shaka Smart talked about earlier in the huddle. And Durham is fouled by Prosper. That's his second. And that will prompt Cam Jones back into this game. Bynum. Watson fumbling and losing it. Corner 3.
Could sense Lewis is trying to get himself going. It's not an easy task when Manaya's on you away from the basketball.
Friars, they had been just 1 for 7 from deep.
What a piece to the puzzle he has been for Ed Cooley this season.
Ed Cooley asking for a travel.
He lulls you to sleep sometimes, and that quick release gets you cooking. And Lewis is ideal offensive possessions when he's able to flash to that elbow, that high post area, and be able to face up and operate or back himself into the post.
Kolwick to the bucket.
He's got some of that to his game, that craftiness off the bounce as well.
8 points for Tyler Kolwick in his return to Rhode Island. For Clarence's.
They need that, and they rely on that when they have some offensive lulls at times.
Lewis. And a foul on the rebound as Swift was jumping in. It's on Justin Minaya.
They once again got Lewis into a mid-range tough twos attempt where he was coming at the rim. That little shove in the back from Horchler. They're not going to allow that.
Now Horchler with the board. Minaya on the attack will head to the line for a pair. Well, he has really rebounded the basketball. 6 boards on Wednesday against Xavier, but 8 last week against Butler. And defensively, Vin, that's the biggest thing. Ed Cooley says he sets the tone on that end of the floor.
He does, and he does a lot of things defensively, too, that do not show up in a box score, but that you notice dramatically when reversals, throw a team out of rhythm.
Here's what does show up in the stats. Opposing players when guarded by him, shooting 26% from the field.
That's a nightmare defensively.
Orcel, wet one to bring the house down. It stays with Marquette.
Defensive closeouts on the perimeter has been a challenge for both clubs. This is about the 5th or 6th time we've seen middle dribble penetration and trying to throw it up to a big fella.
Croswell couldn't reel it in.
Not on the same page, but not a bad idea.
Morcell just got it by Minaya.
That's veteran experience right there. Shielding with the body, and then the other side of the rim in transition. And look at Shaka. He's in a defensive stance lower than his guards.
8 turnovers forced by Marquette. Minaya.
That was a great contest by Lewis. Almost blocked it.
Now Lewis trying to get his offense started. Bynum was waiting on that. It's the 3rd Marquette turnover. Reeves.
That's letting the game come to him. Feet set. Open on the perimeter. Trusting his stroke.
Lewis, his first bucket.
That's his bread and butter. You give him multiple dribbles to where he's able to get into the paint off the bounce. It's going to favor the Golden Eagles offensively.
With 8. Durham with 5. Bynum with 2 has to heave.
I'll take it. Sometimes throw the X's and O's out the window. Comes down to simply making shots.
Queth converts.
And just getting high percentage looks. Ed Cooley very upset on the sidelines with his team's half-court defense, and you're going to see Nate Watson now checking in.
The amount of ball screen action in this first half.
The pick-and-roll defense, an emphasis of both clubs preparing for this one yesterday and this morning.
Now Bynum again deep into the shot clock with 5. It's Durham, the step back.
You will take that if you're Marquette.
Minaya trying to make the hustle play.
Durham taking deep contested threes off the bounce.
Morcell. Just over a minute left in this opening stanza. Watson and Iguodaro still waiting at the table. Crosswell.
What D?
A jump ball that goes to Marquette.
Showing you why he was the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year at Maryland. All leather, on pace for 40.
Lewis wanted it. Minaya trying to hold him down. It wasn't enough. Justin Lewis muscled it by him. And a warning. Roger Ayers handing one out to Lewis. Both this matchup, Ed Cooley all smiles right now.
That's the first time I think he smiled this afternoon. All emotions were high early.
What are you thinking here?
Hey, you got to get a high percentage look. It doesn't matter how you get there. You're either getting a clean post feed, and if you are going to come with a high pick and roll late, get a ping touch off the bounce. Don't settle for a contested jumper.
With 6, it's Bynum.
Mark slip.
Minaya with 1. Shot clock violation forced by the Golden Eagles, and they'll have it with 7 ticks.
There you saw some great action with Ed Cooley that has a massive playbook offensively. They had both defenders jumping to Reeves on the perimeter. There was a split second where Watson was wide open on the slip, but they missed the opportunity.
Here comes Tyler Kolek. 2 threes earlier in this half, and he'll have it. Up ahead to Morcell, and Providence with fouls to give. They were at 3 fouls here in this first half, so Reeves commits his first.
It's a smart one. You could do it again on a quick catch without, or prior to, any shooting motion.
And Shaka Smart keeps on moving chess pieces in, so also Iguodaro comes in. Some size for Morcell.
When you cheat the shooters, sometimes it's best to throw it up to the paint, to the screener.
With 2, Iguodaro from half court Jones. That takes both teams in the locker room.
Spirited 20 minutes. Both clubs playing as hard as you can play. Post threats in the nation down low. He said, you know, so much is talked about the paint and the interior, but ball pressure is a big part of their post defense. Heating up the ball handlers so the ball doesn't even get into the post. Like you see Lewis right now attempting with Minaya. And now look, he's catching it out of position.
With 10 on the timer. Durham pulls, contested shot. And Horchler could not reel it in.
That's Al Durham's 6th shot attempt this afternoon, and I think all 6 have been highly contested looks.
He is yet to score. Kolek starting right where he left off.
Well, you worry about his three-point touch, but he's crafty enough to hurt you off the bounce when you overcommit. Great help side team off of dribble penetration.
Horchler knocking down his 2nd triple.
They'll need that in this type of game. What a physical first half, and just remarkable that we only saw 2 free throws. Credit these officials for letting these kids get after it on both ends.
Now the give off to Queth, his 2nd jam.
Making it look easy.
Jeff Clark, Roger Ayers, Evan Burrows, our officiating crew this afternoon. The give into Watson. Lost it. 11th giveaway.
He's so deep, he could have went straight up.
Prosper. Timeout Providence. The Golden Eagles are flying high at the dunk.
Ed Cooley hot, going to the bench early, off turnovers.
And now out of this timeout, full court pressure.
Well, they will sprinkle this in to let you know you're there. Not always going to be a trap. It's making you feel that pressure at 94 feet. Feel their presence physically.
Reeves hits his second three. Prosper fouled by Horchler. And that is Noah Horchler's third foul.
And was hitting some opportunistic shots. He's trying to give Ed Cooley the thumbs up, saying, keep me in, I'll play without fouling. Rare wide open look for Reeves thus far in this one right there.
First time Marquette has taken free throws today. What do you think of that when a player says that to his coach? I could play with 3 fouls.
Well, I'll tell you this. You're going to have a lot more trust if it's an upperclassman and a veteran with a ton of experience than a freshman or a sophomore asking for that. And he's going to trust Horchler right now with 3.
Well, when you're in your 6th year of college basketball, there's some trust built up.
Well, he's also bailed them out when they've had some droughts here offensively by putting the 3-ball down.
Queth with the shutdown on that pass to Crothwell. Kolek lays it off to Queth. Now Reeves to Horchler.
Good job finishing on the other side of the rim with his left.
Prosper.
They'll take shot attempts like that.
Reeves shut down at the 10 by Queth.
And he gave the little Dikembe Mutombo finger whack.
Now Reeves with the strip. Minaya will head to the line for a pair.
This game has had everything. Half-court execution, transition play up and down, highlights defensively, and there's the little Mutombo finger whack, reminding him that he's as good a shot blocker as you're going to see.
66 rejections on the year by Kirk Queth. That's the most in the Big East. A foul on Minaya. His first. Kolek comes back in to navigate the pressure.
Kolek gives you multi-dimensional offense. He can play off the ball and be a catch-and-shoot threat in terms of stretching the D. Then he'll handle the basketball and come off pick and rolls so often as well.
And a foul away from the ball, this time on Durham. That's his second.
So that one was surprising off the ball, being how much physicality they've allowed at both ends to remain consistent here.
Lewis with 10 on the timer. Kolek may have gotten away with an extra step. Gets his own miss off to Lewis.
This dunk has just woken up, trying to rally behind their Friars.
When he was the head coach at Butler, so little Big East ties as well. And they've made their way from all over. Some students walked a couple of miles just to get in the building this morning.
I'll tell you, the students have brought their A game here this afternoon.
Reeves. Minaya ducking in. Jones. Shaka Smart says he's beyond his years with his shooting confidence.
Nearly 39% from downtown. Gives them another option, especially late in shot clock when they get into that pick and roll Spridger game offensively late.
Reeves the fader.
Contested, forced.
Morcell, an offensive foul.
Well, Darryl Morcell likes to play physical with his frame when the basketball is in his hands. And it's a mindset of all of these Marquette guards from Shaka Smart. At that time, Roger Ayers, one of the best officials in the country, was going to clean it up a little, just in that body contact. More importantly, Durham willing to take the hit to the chest and get there.
Durham taking a hard hit. He stays in. Reeves and Croswell back to the bench. So it's Nate Watson, Justin Minaya, Noah Horkler with the 3 fouls, and Jared Bynum on the floor for the Friars. Bynum. Minaya with 5 on the shot clock. Now 3 for Minaya. Horkler flying in, and a second effort to put it back.
Like a one-handed tip after the initial attempt. Nice box out by Nate, clearing the paint.
Minaya on the catch is fouled, and he'll have a pair of free throws.
Horkler, Minaya, the forwards for Ed Cooley are crashing the offensive glass at a different level right now. We saw lots of runouts with Marquette in the first 20 minutes. It's been the Friars that have taken their transition game to that next octane this half.
That was the 3rd foul on Cam Jones. Shaka Smart is pondering right now to his bench, thinking about it. He'll leave his freshman in. Lewis. Now here's Elliott. A scramble for it, and a jump ball that belongs with the Golden Eagles.
The volume here at the dunk has gone to the next level. They're trying to chase guys off the line right now and force them into situations like this where Elliott is having to penetrate under duress.
Iguodaro. And now a foul on Iguodaro.
Nice pass. Missed the chipping.
Here comes Darryl Morcell. Back in for Kolek. So Marcel joined by Cam Jones, Greg Elliott, Justin Lewis, also Iguodaro.
This is the big lineup. Nate Watson and Croswell in at the same time, and Minaya at the 3.
Bynum. Croswell.
That's what you got to do if they're taking away the perimeter.
Timeout, Marquette.
He's still staying aggressive, still playing violent, as he likes to tell his guards and bigs. Paint touches, not just with the front line, but off the bounce on the perimeter.
And go back to their main man in Lewis, who is fouled by Croswell.
Loves to face you up, but then loves to also spin and get into that back you down game.
Here comes Kirk Weth, the veteran, in for the younger Iguodaro. Lewis guarded by Watson, and Lewis just willed it past him.
I mean, he looked like the 6th-year senior right there. How about that strength to just literally get from the wing to 2 feet from the cup in just a couple of bounces?
Shaka Smart told us yesterday they've challenged Justin Lewis more than they've ever challenged a player before.
Yep.
Because they knew, Vin, he has to be the guy for this team.
And he's answered the call, John Fanta. Face up.
College, the Friars keeping it from within, and their AD Bob Driscoll saying, when your organization's in a great place, you can stay from within.
That's right. Are they really clogging up cutters and lanes, making the Friars play in front of them?
Durham stuffed by Queth.
To cutting down on the airspace on the perimeter and forcing these drives under duress. And then when you have an elite shot blocker like Queth from the weak side.
We're even at 42. Al Durham.
He just woke up the dunk.
With 10, here's Marcel.
They've been getting good action off of that today. Middle dribble penetration and then throw it up to big, slipping and rolling. Not Durham's bread and butter. But he has the green light and confidence of his coach.
Croswell. Back to the Golden Eagles.
Ed Cooley wanted to dribble the basketball. He wanted to pop the basketball. He wanted to bang the basketball along press row. Emotion everywhere you look in this one.
Marcel counted in the foul for the veteran presence for the Golden Eagles.
That is strength. That is experience. That's weight room. Hard, aggressive drive. That possession right there is a perfect example of what Shaka talks about, playing violent with the ball, attacking closeouts, attacking the defense, not settling, getting a paint touch off the dribble.
And That was your favorite line yesterday when we were watching the shoot-around. Shaka Smart said, win everything at the point of attack.
Yep. Oh, got him on his heels.
On skates. Durham! Whoa!
A lot of contact on that one. Ed Cooley maybe right asking for an N1 there.
Elliott will head to the line for two.
Marquette has done a good job at forcing Durham in a lot of east-west scenarios, but when he's able to go north, when he's able to drive downhill, good things happen for the Friars offensively. That was clean up top, but body down low, according to Roger Ayers.
Orkler checks back in with the 3 fouls for Croswell. Durham, fouled by Morcell, his second. David Joplin, the freshman, checked back in for Prosper. 10 minutes left in this heavyweight clash, and through 30 minutes it has lived up to the anticipation.
2 top 25s, dunk rocking. 2 of the hottest teams you'll find.
Now with 10, here's Durham. Durham with 5. Durham off to Minaya. Watson, and we got a foul on the floor. It's on Marquette. Quet.
Well, you almost have to pick your poison with those side pick and rolls. If you help to the paint, if you take away Watson on the roll, that throwback as they raise Minaya is going to be there. Pick your poison defensively.
After just 2 free throws in the entirety of the first half, we will now have free throws the rest of this game. And
violation.
A lane violation on Quet. He didn't realize it was a 1-and-1.
Yep.
And a gift for Watson, just a 53% free throw shooter on the year. Even.
A big 2 points they gave him.
Lewis fouled by Durham, and Lewis will head to the line as that puts Providence into the penalty.
Free throw shooting down the stretch will most likely decide this one. You got ISO post-up situations and a ton of banging down low, and not just in the paint. It's physicality on the perimeter too, and they're starting a lot of Lewis's ISOs way off the block for his back down scenarios.
That was Durham's 3rd foul. As the game has picked up in intensity, so has Justin Lewis.
And this is when you need your go-to guys in the box score to come through.
Cam Jones will give Lewis a brief breather.
What happened recently with Providence winning at Xavier with Nate Watson not being a factor, you don't see that night in and night out in this league.
A statement win with Reeves still out as well. Now with 10 on the shot clock. With 7, it's off to Minaya. Now with 4, Bynum for the lead. Tapped out to Morsell. And Bynum is pleading. He thought that went off Morsell.
I think that deflection was last to touch.
Now Morsell swishes it home.
What a bucket. Talk about being opportunistic offensively. A dagger.
Morsell with a dozen to lead the way for the Golden Eagles.
You got to turn the corner or get action towards the rim. They are really keeping Providence outside the arc here and forcing deep, late, contested jumpers and threes. And Minaya literally inches away. Not much you could do about that one. Good screen, but quicker release.
Now some defense for offense is Stevie Mitchell, the freshman from Reading, Pennsylvania, back in, guarding Durham. Durham with 5. And again, the Friars late in the shot clock. It's Horkler. Watson willing his way to an offensive rebound.
It was a great defensive box out by Queff. May just able to will himself to the board.
To the corner, Minaya.
Is when they are at their best. That baseline drive and drift to the corner.
Horkler with the board. Durham to Watson. Rejected. Joplin.
What a possession. Quick ball reversals, unselfish look. What a recovery.
And now a backcourt violation. Taking us to a timeout.
Jared Bynum is at his
Silence in the right kind of way and connected.
Yep.
And we asked him what was the biggest difference from earlier in the season to now. He said guys have bought into being connected.
Just the energy level in their practices and shoot-arounds is beyond impressive. What a fit he has been and reconstructed a whole roster.
With 4 on the shot clock here, it's Bynum. Watson couldn't stick it back, and Iguodaro with a hard-earned rebound.
So you'd rather that late in the shot clock than a deep contested three. Because even if you're not connecting on the layup attempt, you're bringing over another defender. It's freeing up the offensive glass for Big Nate.
Iguodaro followed by Watson.
What a pass. Lefty Kolek able to get left, and then that little slither pass stuck under the backboard. My basketball IQ. This team does a terrific job at moving without the ball. They very rarely stand and observe. A lot of times when, especially a team that attacks and drives it as much as the Golden Eagles, the tendency there sometimes is not in a lazy way, but kids tend to watch their teammates go to work. They don't stand and observe. Constant movement, constant cutting off the ball.
A lead back to 4. Durham off to Watson.
One of the rare times this afternoon to where it's just been simple.
Lewis on an island. He traveled.
Pulled the rug out from him. What a smart defensive play. Durham, head of steam, driving left. Help side defense not able to slide down in time to face off Nate.
Providence has not led this game since a little over 2 minutes in. Reeves.
That would have brought the house down.
Morcell. Here comes Durham with pace all the way.
Not thinking about it. Not going against the set defense. Just turning on the Jets.
Kolick fouled by Minaya. His third.
Dire need of a bucket. He went to work down the middle of the floor and beat 4 Golden Eagles down the floor himself.
Kolick, 23 of 27 on the year from the stripe.
Well, that's 85%, but not all of them are under this type of atmosphere.
Olivier Maxence Prosper checks back in for Jones.
Tough to get an 85% free throw shooter to go 0 for 2. And I'll tell you what, he came into this one, John, 24% from downtown. He is a much better perimeter shooter than those numbers. He shoots it more under duress now than he did last year in a catch and shoot scenario. Now is one of the primary ball handlers.
A turnover. Those have been much fewer here in this second half, but the 13th by Providence. Now Lewis.
What they love.
Size advantage. Back to Kolick. Durham.
That's experience. That's 5 years of college basketball. He ran off Big Nate's backside.
Folks, 19 inches of snow. This atmosphere. The Dunkin' Donuts Center facility director should feel pretty good about his roof. Morcell with a silencer.
Whew. This one got everything. Double high ball screen coming.
And a kick ball. And we have a timeout. Punch for punch, Vinny.
Little game of hide and seek. Al coming up. Not aggressive, but meticulous about who's taking what shots, spacing, and what they're running late in the shot clock.
With 8, it's Bynum. To Durham. With 3. Off to Watson.
What a delivery. Can't script an assist better than that.
Kolick. Lewis.
He plays so wise beyond his years and experience. Could have easily hoisted Attack the defender closing out, which was Shaka's message all day yesterday.
Watson, count it!
This place is at another decibel level. Beautiful delivery, drawing two defenders on that pass, and that feels good for that young man. He's been waiting for one of those.
$14 points for Watson. Ed Cooley has talked about him being the closer they must go to. A 1-point game. Kolek.
He is tough.
In his return home, Tyler Kolek with 13.
He might have been the Atlantic 10 Rookie of the Year last year. He's playing like a fifth-year vet right now.
Bynum. Horkler. Offensive board for the Friars.
You know, in the first half, they were settling for deep jumpers. I like the unselfishness of Bynum that time, not settling for a contested J.
And Cooley says good things happen when Al Durham has the ball. And he will go in the line for a pair.
He might be the best in the country at that late in the shot clock, getting himself to the free throw line, getting looks from the charity stripe. I'll tell you, his 4 years at Indiana, he pretty much just below or just over around the 100 free throw attempt mark.
Yep.
Playing significant minutes throughout. He entered this one with 135 attempts from the free throw line. And it's not even February yet. And this is a guy who's consistently 40 to 45% of his scoring has been from the free throw line throughout the year.
83% free throw shooter. See what he's been able to do in this second half, kicking it up a notch.
When he answers the call late in games.
Both coaches with 2 timeouts apiece. The next foul for either side means double bonus. Here we go.
What a finish. Zone.
Lewis. A whistle and a jump ball. Possession arrow with Providence as Nate Watson earns it defensively.
Nate's fired up as he should. Justin Lewis going into his patented back down game. Watch the right hand. Leather. Good call.
Providence has not led this game by more than 2 the entire way. With 7, back to Durham with 5. Al Durham. Durham! Kolek with the board.
They lost track. Thought they had a few more seconds than they did.
Final minute, both coaches with 2 timeouts. Lewis and a foul.
He was trying to dump that one off.
Don Watson, his 3rd. 2 free throws for Lewis.
You don't envy these offenses. Are we in good offensive rebounding position? Are our top free throw shooters in? Good things happen when the ball is in Al's hands.
Both teams the double bonus, meaning 2 free throws the rest of the way. Ed Cooley down to 1 timeout. Shaka Smart with a pair.
What poise by Marquette on the road here this afternoon.
Looking for an 8th straight win. 76% free throw shooter. And Lewis 100% on this trip. Bynum getting downhill to Horkler. Offensive rebound for Watson.
You literally cannot hear yourself right now at the dunk. It was one where the patented offensive plays, and Shaka wants to talk it over.
Using one of his 2 remaining timeouts, each coach with 1 timeout left with 40.5 to play.
Well, they get Bynum with a head of steam, driving along.
You see that 13-second difference as well. With the shot clock at 27, plenty of time. Into Lewis. A foul.
They have gotten him the basketball where they have wanted. A big reason why Marquette has shot 48% from the field in the second half. That's his comfort zone.
Justin Lewis, 76% free throw shooter. Marquette's lead man at the stripe on this stage. If there was such a thing as a sellout crowd willing a bounce off of a rim, that was just it. Reminder as well, we do have bowling coming up next on FS1. All right, Vin, what are you thinking here? We got a timeout taken from the far end. Ed Cooley taking the timeout.
I like it when the guy who you want the rock in your hands is the inbounder, because now you can get a throwback to Durham. Look at this action.
Into Bynum. Up ahead to Horchler now in 20 seconds.
Yep.
And they foul Horchler. 71% free throw shooter.
This is where the numbers, though, go out the window. It's like putting in the Masters, John. Can you make the pressure one? Or two?
Shaka Smart with 1 timeout remaining. Daryl Morcell's just looking over to him saying, do you want to take it off this shot?
You're going to see them attack Marquette at the other end. They don't need to hoist a 3 at all.
Back to 2. Shaka Smart with 1 timeout. And he's asking Kolek to come over to him.
He wants a TO.
And finally gets it in. Kolek could not hear Smart. And he got Jeff Clark's attention. Both coaches out of TOs now with 14.8 left. So you said attacking mindset here, huh?
And be aggressive without fouling.
Here's Kolek, the hometown kid. Kolek with 9. Kolek to the cup. Kolek! Battle for it, it's Lewis! He couldn't hit! And with 0.7 to go, Durham is fouled!
Unreal. Think of what we've seen from Justin Lewis on the interior offensively. First off, great job by Noah Horchler moving his feet, not fouling with the smaller Kolek on him. A point-blank chippy, which Lewis has put down time and time again off the front of the rim.
.7, no timeouts for either side. A frenzy in Friartown. Providence is 18-2.
winning streak.